This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are thrilled to once again return to the gateway to the West, the proud city of St. Louis, Missouri. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Steamers of Oakland taking on the Blues of St. Louis. On the visiting sideline, their head coach, and his guys looking to even things up after a 3-4 start to the year. On the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys ready to show out in front of the home fans as they try to send them home happy at the end of this one. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his second year in the NFL now.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie, one of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
5 yards on the game's first play, second down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. On the ground, here's the 4th-round pick from April's draft. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Vaughn on 1st and 10. And they regroup defensively after the broken tackle, getting to him just beyond the 45. The numbers for him from a week ago: 14 carries, 63 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect to maybe throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
36-yard line.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, then off the play action, he'll look to throw it. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
And an Oakland first down.
They go play action here on first down. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
You get a sense of what this game plan might be. They think they can take a few home run shots against this defense. They tried it there on the opening drive, but that ball's incomplete.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Hernandez. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
Back to throw again. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Come on, go.
Off the play fake. Hobbs. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Steamers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. This is a crew, they've come out flat their last two games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. Get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And there's a word that constantly gets thrown around with this guy when you talk to anyone in the building. Potential. They are sky high on what they believe he can grow into in the role of a starting quarterback. In addition, there are plenty around the league who think that as well. And years from now, he can still be leading this offense out.
Looking to put a drive together. Off the bootleg. Rhodes. And that is incomplete. When you look at this defense, against the pass, they're toward the middle of the league, number 15 in the NFL.
So I'm prepping for this game. I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And?
Too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big mistakes. Big mistakes add up into points against you.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Well, on third down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
2nd and 10.
The 48-yard line.
Go! Cowboy 80.
They'll keep it on the ground. Allen. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Let's go now. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready?
From the gun on third down. Rhodes. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. They bring their punter out there now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And this will be touchdown inside the 20. Let's spot it at the 18-yard line. The Steamers offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. He had the touchdown pass on the opening drive. As you take a look at the NFL leaders in touchdown passes coming in, and he's right up there among the league's best.
Let's go now. Ready?
Off play action. Hobbs. And he can't escape, and down he goes. David Ojabo in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part. You actually have to sell this play. You've got to sell the run action. Otherwise, why do you stop at the running back? You just run straight for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And 3rd and 8 now. Operating from the gun. Hobbs. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good.
Well, they've certainly gotten him involved in this first half, and on 3rd down, they looked his way again. And what a delight for his quarterback to find him and keep the drive moving.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. When you look at this defense, they're just below the cut line for top half of the league, 17th in the NFL against the run.
For some defensive fronts, playing the run is not the priority. It's playing the pass, right? They get upfield, they rush the passer, and sometimes neglect stopping the run. That's something they have to work on and reverse a little bit. Make sure you play the run on your way back to the quarterback.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Handoff coming left is Vaughn. And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Get it. 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Running behind center with Vaughn. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Operating from the gun. Hobbs. He'll let this go for the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Steamers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0.
Blues, nothing.
So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
First down.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Off the play fake. Rhodes. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they are a game under 500 now following the loss a week ago. And this is a team, Charles, that just has not been able to string victories together.
Yeah, they're certainly going the wrong way, aren't they? Because it looked like they had things pointing in the right direction, but now they've lost 2 straight. And that means this game is vital, extremely important, because if they fall 2 games below 500, the road back into playoff contention, awfully difficult.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Here we go, set. Super, my team.
Operating from the gun, Hobbs. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. He'll wind up getting just a yard. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Bryce Behringer on now to punt. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. And this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd down at 8.
Let's go now.
Off the bootleg. Rhodes. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big 3rd down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
throw there going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And that will bounce out of bounds before they can get a return going. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And it's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Down the right sideline. Touchdown. A big play there. 82 yards. And the Steamers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 21-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
It's a well-designed play here. 3 wide receivers in the formation. They're all going to run deep routes to put pressure on the safeties. And then they let their tight end cut his route off a little shorter and work toward the middle of the field. That's a difficult route to try to defend.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. That's their second, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead to give up the middle. And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game, because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Allen. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. And here now the offense heading back out there. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself, because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling.
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. Now they'll change things around before the snap. Off play action. Haas under pressure, and down he goes. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Come on. Hey.
Operating from the gun, Hobbs. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. From the gun on third down, Hobbs. He finds his man, complete. It's Hernandez. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. The production sensational here early on. That last catch going to put him up over 100 yards receiving already in this first half of play. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. From the gun on third down, Hobbs. And that is incomplete. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way. A dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. This offense back to work now late in this first half. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
It's a gain of 8.
Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Now they go screen. It's complete.
A gain of 4 yards. That's good for a St. Louis first down.
Off the play fake. Rhodes. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Second down and a little more than a yard here.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
Let's go. Ready?
Back to throw. Rhodes. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Looking to throw. Rhodes. He's got the first down and more. And all the way down to the 33-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
First down.
19
33-yard line.
Back to throw. Rhodes. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it. So on comes the field goal unit. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And the hands team does its job. They're able to secure it.
Illegal touching, offense.
Well, CD, you understand. I mean, they're so eager trying to get back in this game here in the fourth quarter, but they touched that one a little too early before it went 10 yards.
Brandon, in such a high-stakes scenario, everyone's feeling the pressure on this play. The special teams coordinator, which one is he going to pick in terms of kicks? Can the kicker execute it? Can the team wait for 10 yards? So many variables, and in this case, they didn't get it done.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, thank you very much. We are ready to get started here with the second half. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
St. Louis first down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Atkins. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That's a nice play there.
And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
It's now
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Rhodes. He finds his man complete. That's Atkins. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
And 7.
19.
Operating from the gun. Rhodes. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they move this all the way down to the 9. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Here we go.
Now a handoff looking right. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. LaQuint Allen, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Blues are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. Extra point forthcoming. It's up and good, and the lead is down now at 11. It's 21-10. So the drive there took 6 plays and a 9-yard run on the end of it. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
And once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Hobbs. Throw left side complete. That's Hernandez. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The numbers throwing the ball have been great. He's up over 300 yards now for the game. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Come on, come on. Fix the Eagles, fix the Eagles.
From the gun on third down. Hobbs. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And they will take over 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
Ready, go.
Back to throw. Rhodes. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Let's just call it as we just saw it right there, a breakdown defensively. Seems like no one went with the tight end, and no one really did. Had all sorts of space in the middle of the field. Yeah, everyone else was covered, but he was not. Big play results.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Tag. Bronco 80.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And that is well read there defensively. He was looking to use his speed to get the edge, but they said no way. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Rhodes. Pressure comes and down he goes. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. And they'll send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today.
They'll take over 1st down.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this 3rd quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Off the bootleg. Hobbs. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
First down. It's a gain of 17 yards. 1st down, Steamers.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And they have just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Back to throw. Hobbs. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. Looking to throw. Hobbs. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The gain that time, 13 yards to reset him 1st and 10.
Okay, ready?
A gain of 13 yards. And with Oakland, 1st down.
Come on. Hit! Viking 8.
Well, here's a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll look to throw it off play action. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. There he goes, left side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So that potentially a turning point here this 3rd quarter. A 2-score lead down to 1 now following the pick 6.
And that had to be the message at halftime for this defense, delivered and accepted. We need to go out there and make something happen.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2.
The offense will line up for a 2-point conversion.
They'll try and throw for it. And he'll get in for the 2 points. So that'll cut the deficit down to just a field goal.
21, Blues 18.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. But now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that. But the rushing game, almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun. Hobbs. Looking for a slot man, and he's got it. That's good for a gain of 6. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
76 ready.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. And they'll send the tight end in motion. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. So, my goodness, I would have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
Yeah, it's been a completely different team here in the 2nd half. I just wonder on the other side of the field where the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time. And now guess what? Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their wrists and ankles. They've got to go back out there and play.
Ready.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Allen. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
8 yards on the pickup.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
2 yards still to go. 3rd down now.
Ready. Viking 18.
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. But he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. And his kick here is good. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. So they got the turnover started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. Goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And we essentially have a brand-new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this fourth quarter. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. 15 yards on the play. First down.
1st and 10.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
Let's go now.
Right back to him on first down. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 42 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Off the option, here's Williams. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hernandez. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Off play action. Hobbs. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Steamers have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th. So still time remaining here in this 4th quarter, but the touchdown there puts them back out in front.
And you and I both know that their defense will not very subtly remind everyone that they started all of this because they held firm on the last drive and only gave up a field goal. Gave it back to the offense in a tied game and said, okay, your turn now, make something happen. And they went down the field and scored.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game.
The score, Steamers 28.
So that drive goes 8 plays. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the 4th quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive.
Here we go.
Throwing to start the drive. Rhodes. Finding space at the 40. down the left sideline. And he will finally be shoved out of bounds down at the 30-yard line.
That's good.
A big play there on the catch and run. 46 yards.
First and 10.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Now they'll fake the jet sweep here and throw off play action. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second. So a nice bounce back there defensively after giving up the big play.
Yeah, you can either get down on yourself or you can get motivated. And that time, they dropped him for a loss. So I would say that they got motivated and made the play.
Here we go. 19.
Back to throw. Rhodes. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. That one goes for 30 yards.
At the 6-yard line.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
Ready? Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. LaQuinn Allen with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Blues are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Now the try here for the point after. The kick is through the uprights to tie this game, but hang on a second. We do have a flag.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
And that flag accepted. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Now this drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
Come on.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a score to break this tie. Here's a 2nd and 7. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. This defense hasn't had the best showing in this game, but a critical knockdown there. If they can hang on, I guess the end will kind of justify the means.
Certainly, and just think of it this way. It may not be the quantity of the plays that they've had because those haven't been great, but they get a few more quality ones like that. That could finish things off for them.
And that will be incomplete.
Well, the defense certainly did its job. They held up in that situation, and now 4th down, you've got to punt this and try to get to overtime. There's no decision to be made in my estimation.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
Let's go. Gravity line. Go.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Here comes second down and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Let's go now. Ready.
The quick throw complete into the flat out left.
Rhodes pass.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts
No gain on
as
the
they'll
play.
head to the sideline and
Brings up
talk
3rd
over
down
what to
and
do
5.
next.
Cowboy 80. Ready.
From the gun on 3rd down. Rhodes able to find the open man. That's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. Looking to throw. Rhodes. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39.
The tackle made back at the 39-yard line.
Off the play fake. Rhodes. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 14.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
60 Bison. 60 Bison.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete as well.
Incomplete.
There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late-game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
Upon a 46, a return of 5. And that will come the offense as they take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They, of course, tie game, would like to avoid overtime if they could.
And a lot of people would go ahead and play it safe here and get to overtime and try and win it there. But, you know, sitting up here in the booth,
Take some gambles.
I say let's go for this thing, try and push it, and maybe catch the defense back on their heels a bit.
See if they do that. This one to the sideline. He's got it. A nice job to keep the feet in, but he is a bit short here of a 1st down.
Ready.
Well, this crowd making it hard to hear. This is 3rd and 8.
60 Eagles. 60 Eagles.
Back to throw. Hobbs. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions, and that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
They'll take over.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Come on.
They begin the drive on the ground with Allen. And he's got a 1st down here as he stops the clock, but just 16 ticks remaining.
A gain of 17
Probably had
yards.
60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Allen here on the screen. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the 1st down.
Operating from the gun, Rhodes. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
19 targets.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He finds his man complete. It's Atkins. And now they're going to get the timeout. A huge play has him in field goal range with a chance to win.
At the 19-yard line.
So now it all comes down to the left foot of their kicker. And his kick is good. He knocks through his third field goal of the game, and this one is the one that decides it. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for the home team here, they get a much-needed victory to get to 3-5 on the year. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, they fall 2 games under 500 now at 3-5. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. That'll do it for us.